how bad is fake streaming? Like, the bot streams or some of the BS third-party Spotify playlists, things like that. It's not just Spotify that's affected by this, but Deezer in Europe is affected by this as well. But it turns out, according to this article, that there is over 1 billion fake streams per year. I mean, just in 2021, and that's the ones they were able to catch. The bot farms, which is, imagine a room like this, like a server room with like 10,000 cell phones just sitting plugged in, all accessing certain URLs. They're all over the world. That's the reality, and they're getting smarter and smarter, right? All you got to do is emulate the behavior of a real person online. So they're still out there, but I'm going to go over some elements of why you should consider definitely not using it, but also why certain artists can use it and get away with it, so you understand why that happens. Because I get it all the time when our clients come to our company and say, well, all these big names are on these, they're definitely getting fake streams, they're using these Spotify playlists, blah, 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 blah. Well, the difference is, which is really the last point, is that when you have millions of streams happening every time you put out a song, because the label invested millions of dollars in you to build a fan base, and there's going to be millions of real streams, organic streams already, and you sprinkle a few more million other bot streams on top of it just to get, a better placements on certain charts or things like that, it doesn't affect the algorithm as much because there's so much real user-generated data and traffic on all these different platforms. But if you're independent and you're trying to get out there and you have 100 fans, but then you get 10,000, 100,000 fake streams on your Spotify, it ruins your account for some time until you market your way out of it, basically. That's what I call it. Because you got a bunch of bot data. So it affects your algorithmic playlists, if you can even get on any of those. You know what I'm saying? It's just, same thing with Instagram and all that. Going back to what I was saying earlier, that there's an evolution of these platforms. Trust me, Instagram, Facebook, and all of them, they need to always make sure that there's the least amount of bots able to live on that platform. Why? Because they're public companies, for one. Second of all, they make billions of dollars off of advertising. So like my company that advertises for artists, if I knew that every time we set up an ad and we spend $20 a day on an artist's ad, for example, and it projects that it can get in front of, let's say, 30,000 people, and I know that 40% of those potentially bots, who's going to want to advertise? You know what I'm saying? So Instagram, Facebook, everybody, it's like, like the Norton virus protection platform for PCs, right? They want to make sure that it's not available online. But of course, that's the name of the game. Like, there's always going to be that. But for independent artists, don't play around with the perception traffic in the beginning. It ruins your algorithms. It suffocates your ability to go viral, to actually build a fan base to engage. And again, to explain why some big artists can get away with it is because it doesn't affect their algorithm as much because they have millions of real people already engaging with their content. So the question is, how can you detect if you're getting basically bamboozled by fake streams? I was at Benedict College yesterday. I got invited to speak there in front of a bunch of students in their art program. And that was one of the questions that the artist asked me. And I was like, it's really simple, at least because I've looked at, hundreds of artist accounts, Apple Music for artists, Amazon Music for artists, Pandora numbers, Spotify and all that. It's actually pretty easy to tell if you're getting fake numbers, especially on Spotify. If you happen to be on one of those playlists and you're getting 0 or minimum of Shazams, that's one telltale sign, in my opinion, that it's not real traffic. Because when we advertise for our clients and drive a lot of traffic to their Spotify songs, it trickles down to their other platforms. Their Apple Music numbers start going up. Their Amazon Music start going up. They actually get, music must be good, right? Let me say that first. That's the prerequisite. If your music sucks, then that's maybe another reason why you're not getting any engagement, whether it's real or not. But the music is good, at least decent. That attention of real people streaming your song on Spotify will trickle down to the platforms. You may get DM like, bro, I love you, love your song, blah, blah, I found you on Spotify. If the ad is seen by somebody, let's say, driving in the car, and they play it on their Spotify, but they're with a bunch of friends in their car, and they don't have Spotify, guess what? They may Shazam it and then stream it on Apple Music and all that. So it's not, the trickle down happens. It's not huge percentages, but that's one easy way to basically tell if it's BS traffic. Another way to tell easily which I've asked hundreds of artists if they ever listened to the actual playlist they just pay money to get on. 99.9% say I've never listened to it. And that's crazy to me. And the reason I say that is because if you as a fan of music would listen to that playlist and see every third or fourth song is some, BS on there because anybody could pay money to get on it, think about the fact that would a consumer or you yourself as a music fan ever listen to that playlist? If the answer is no, then there's probably no real people listening to it. You know what I'm saying? That's another easy way to tell. And I already talked about the trickle-down effect, so I don't want to take too much time with it, but be vigilant out there. Make sure it's real traffic. Always ask, are the people that are streaming my music real?